So, first of all, Dakota, tell me about connecting with Talia, first of all, and how the project first came together for you.
Well, Talia and I are really good friends. We met through our mutual best friend, Blake, who's also in the short, and she's a writer. And I totally forgot about our show that we started.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We sold a show together.
No.
Yeah,
What?
we did.
I feel like I'd remember that.
Rodeo Queens?
That was not my show, but I did write on it.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
We wrote a show called Rodeo Queens and sold it and never got made. It was really good, but people don't like making good things these days, so of course it didn't get made. And then we continued to kind of collaborate, and Talia sent this like just sample piece that she had written as a short, and Ro and I were like, we have to make this, not because just even if it's just for us to be able to like watch when we feel lonely or sad.
I have to say, watching it, I kind of got the sense that this was like a documentary about your friendship, because it just felt like a real party with real friends, and all the relationships feel super authentic, and it felt like a group of friends in LA just hanging out.
Essentially.
Yeah. It was definitely pulled from reality, and Blake and I together outside of the short look like that. And that's like, I think why Dakota wanted to do it too, to be like, let's get that.
So you were like going to a party going, it's this really steep hill, forget it, we're going home.
That's just LA. Yeah.
Isn't
for
it?
Sure.
I love that moment. But Talia, talk about the light bulb of the idea for you of making this, writing this.
I think for me, I just like really wanted to see authentic queer relationships, and most specifically, like, you know, I'm in a long-term relationship at the time that I wrote this, and I was like, I'm not seeing this version of this relationship. I feel like I've seen sort of like the young gays, and they're like out and having the time of their life, or the older ones, it's very sexualized, and I just sort of wanted to explore that there's like so many different ways to be in a relationship, and so many, you know, I feel like sometimes you get into these places where you're in a relationship and you're talking to your friends and you feel like you're comparing how you're doing with how they're doing, and how damaging that can be. And I just wanted to sort of like explore those themes.
Yeah, I really like that it's kind of a universal story in that sense of like, you know, how everyone wonders, how do we keep the spark long term? And then these kind of differences come out of the woodwork after a certain period of time, and you're like, oh, it's not, you know, the first flush of romance anymore. Yeah. Everyone relates to that story. Tell me a little bit, both of you, about casting. I just love this cast, especially Ashley Madekwe. I just adore her. So
Yeah, she rocks.
She really rocks.
Yeah.
She rocks so hard.
So
I'm really
hard.
bummed that she's not here.
Yeah.
I saw her the other night, and, you know, she's the only one kind of in our, aside from, also from Whitmer Thomas, who's the most wonderful comedian and actor, who isn't like in our friend group, who knows the sort of banter and knows the, like, the cadence, I guess, and she just picked it up right away, and she was improvising with Talia and Blake, which is nearly impossible to do because you can't get a word in, and no one else in the world exists when they're in a room together. But she was just amazing, and I mean, the cast was our friends, so I just forced them all to be in this house with me for 3 days while I told everybody what to do.
it was just 3 days. Wow, that's remarkable. How did you pull that off? Sounds stressful.
I felt lucky that we had 3 days. I feel like normally short films, well, I don't know.
2 typically. I
Yeah.
feel like.
I
We
mean,
just-
I've never made a short film, but that just seems really, really like no time at all.
Well, an episode of television, a comedy takes 5 days, and that's like, you know, 30 pages. This was like 20-something pages, so it was very impressive.
It was pretty, yeah, that's true. Thanks. Well,
Yeah,
it
you
was
crushed
really
it.
impressive.
You mentioned improvising a little bit. Tell me a little bit about how much improvisation there was, and the kind of fluidity of the script and the collaborative process.
There was a lot of improv. There was, I mean, the structure of the script was totally there, and everything that was in the script, I think, ended up in the short. But there were moments where I just kind of wanted them to push it a little bit further and riff on things. And also when you're actually in the space and you have everything around you, like the drinks and the bottle of wine and the chicken wings and, you know, all the different things, then jokes just come up. The jokes they were really alive all the days.
I also feel like you were very trusting and sort of like letting takes go a little bit longer and a little bit past to sort of be like, see what happens.
Yeah, also to be able to edit so that you could have a passage of time. And we filmed in our friend's house, and she just has the most amazing house. And so there's this like porcelain tiger that was not written into
The one that you
script.
licked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
That
she
was-
found out when she saw it.
Yeah, that was
like her like 18th century.
She's gone home with
Yeah,
her
yeah.
Clorox.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh.
She's like, I loved it, but
yeah, but gross.
Yeah.
And yeah, but that was like, I was like, Talia, go sit in the corner and be really fucked up and say all of these different things and do these things.
Yeah.
It was really fun to tell you, like, to do really stupid shit.
yeah,
I enjoyed it
you were
deeply.
good at coming up with that
Thanks.
stupid shit.
Yeah, because I'm an idiot.
The part where you blow out the birthday candles,
Yeah.
was that always planned?
No,
That was improv.
that was improvised.
Really?
was-
Because that's such a pivotal bit where she really
I know.
pushes it.
But everybody, that moment and everyone going totally silent and stopping singing, that what just happened.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was a real like feel it in the moment
It
sort
was.
of do it.
It was fabulous, girl.
That
She's
was
a star.
amazing.
Thanks,
She's
girl.
a real star.
So both of you, tell me what you're doing next. What are you working on in terms of writing? And Dakota, are you planning to direct a feature next?
You go first.
Well, currently I work on a show called Ghost, so I'm on that show. It's in
Which I
its-
love.
You do?
Yes.
That's great. I'll bring that back to them. But it's in a... Antonia loves it.
I'm sure they'll be like, what?
Yeah, they'll be like, "Where you were gone?" But yeah, I feel like I don't know. Besides working on Ghosts and like, I feel like the idea of working together is really exciting. If I could somehow finagle that in another way, I would.
Yeah. I would like to see Talia in front of the camera more.
Yeah,
That would be my preference.
that would be awesome.
But she's also a genius writer, so.
Yeah, you can be a multi-hyphenate for sure. What about you, Dakota? What's next in terms of directing, especially?
I feel like I loved making this so much, and I think it felt incredibly natural and intuitive to me, but I think that was also because of the subject matter and the people and because I'm surrounded by them all the time, and I am open to making more things, to directing more things. I don't know at this stage exactly what, and I feel like I have a lot of growth in that department and a lot to learn, and I'm by no means think I'm like ready to go do that. But also I could change my mind about that tomorrow. So I don't know.
Well, I just want to congratulate you both so much. I really enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see what you both do next.
Thank
so
you.
thank you so much for being here.
Thanks.
I don't know.